This is Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in the San Gabriel Valley today, and we are joined by Andrew Rodriguez. He is a candidate for the Walnut City Council. That election will be held on April 12th. Tell us about Walnut. Where is it? Tell us a bit about the city.
Yeah, sure. So Walnut is about 30 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. It was incorporated in 1959.
Nice.
It has a population of around 30,000 people.
Okay.
And it's a great city.
It's where you grew up.
Yeah, I was born and raised. I went through the Walnut Valley Unified Schools from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade.
Nice.
So, and I was the commencement speaker for my graduation.
And you went far away for college.
I did. I went to Rutgers University in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
And have come home.
I have, yeah.
And what are you doing now professionally? Because what you're doing is interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I am an AmeriCorps member for a nonprofit, the Youth Policy Institute, where I oversee about 40 to 50 kids and help guide them to make sure they're meeting high school graduation requirements, going to college, staying away from bad stuff.
Right, drugs, alcohol.
And I really enjoy it. It's really rewarding. I've learned a lot.
So, you know, it's one thing to come home, to work to help students do better, to improve themselves. It's a whole other thing to run for the city council.
Yeah.
And that is what you're doing at a pretty young age, if I may say.
Yeah.
What made you decide to jump in to the race for the Walnut City Council?
Yeah, well, I had just graduated from Rutgers in May, and I wanted to come back to California.
Right.
It's a little too cold.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So I came back and I started getting involved with more city activities. I was the keynote speaker for the Walnut's Relay for Life program, and I started going to events like concerts in the park. And at these events, some of my friends were telling me that the city council was having a hard time working together, and there was a little bit of divisiveness. And that became apparent to me at a July council meeting when the mayoral rotation was completely in chaos.
Right, I can only imagine. So I assume this is a city that does not directly elect mayor.
No.
But
no,
it goes into a rotation.
Yeah, it is rotating. The mayor position is for a year.
Right.
And what happened in July was really disappointing because you are elected to serve at the pleasure of your residents.
Right.
And to me, that didn't seem like it was the case.
Right.
So I just decided to jump in.
So talk to me about actually making the run. Because when you run for office, especially in cities of your size, about 30,000, a lot of it is kind of door-to-door, hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
You are really going out. You have the opportunity to walk the walk, talk the talk.
Yeah.
And so as you're walking and talking, what are you hearing from residents? What are they telling you? What are their hopes? What are their dreams? What are their fears?
Yeah. Well, Walnut is a very quiet city. A lot of residents don't really like change. They like the way that the city has been over the last 20 to 30 years.
Right.
A lot of longtime residents. And they want to keep Walnut, quaint, simple Walnut. And that's if that's what residents want, then I will do my best.
So there's no question that goal is being tested.
Yes.
Because in Walnut is Mount Sac Community College, the largest single campus community college in the state. And right next to Mount Sac is Cal Poly Pomona. And so an outstanding institution. Well, Mount Sac, given its stature and size, is looking to expand. They have recently sought a request to build a new parking structure. They're looking to put in a solar farm. And that has caused a tremendous amount of consternation amongst Walnut residents and the Walnut City Council. Talk to me about that.
Yes, well, Mount Sac has been in Walnut for a long time, before the city was incorporated. And as the city grew, so did Mount Sac. And it's gotten to a point where the two interests of both the city and the college are clashing. A group of Walnut residents filed a lawsuit against Mount Sac regarding a proposed parking structure, the solar farm, and the expansion of the stadium athletic complex.
But look, one could argue that without Mount Sac, where is Walnut?
Yes.
You know, Mount Sac, I have to think, a tremendous job creator, kind of a focal point for the city. And so is the city, by definition, opposed to Mount Sac growth, or is it this particular growth that's causing concern?
No, I think it's particular growth. There are dozens of Mount Sac projects, and of those projects, only a few are really on the radar of these residents.
Give us a sense.
I do think that there needs to be more dialogue between both parties. One side is always saying that the other side is not listening.
Right.
I do have a very good relationship with one of the newly elected trustees, Jay Chen.
I know Jay well.
Yes. He's a great guy, and when elected,
right.
I will work as hard as I can to start a dialogue between the city of Walnut and Mount Sac.
Because clearly something's not working.
Yes, something is not working.
The city is in litigation against Mount Sac.
Yes, yes.
I mean, that cannot be good.
No, it's
when not. I'm presuming Mount Sac is Walnut's largest employer. I could be wrong, but I got to think it's, if not its largest.
It's one of the, yes.
It can't be good when a significant employer is being sued by the city itself.
Yes,
And so how do you turn down the volume? Because when you're in litigation and you're adding causes of action, because that's what's happening now. It first started with the parking structure, then it moved to the solar farm. I mean, it just layer upon layer, and there's injunctions and rulings, and it's a mess.
Yeah. Well, when elected, I'm going to ask to speak with all the board of the trustees, the president of Mount Sac, Bill Scroggins, and start a dialogue. I live in the neighborhood that these residents who sued Mount Sac are from.
Literally live
I
there.
literally live.
So that parking structure is right down the road from you?
4 houses from my house. But I do believe that there needs to be dialogue. That's the most important key, communication.
And so have you taken a position on the parking structure?
I believe that there should be some sort of compromise.
I understand.
If not there definitely does need to be a new parking structure because there is a traffic problem at Mount Sac.
But wouldn't the parking structure help at least the parking? Are people parking on your street right now?
Yes, they are.
So wouldn't the residents rather have a parking structure than have the students park on your street?
Well, the thing is that if they build the parking structure, in my neighborhood there is only one way in and one way out.
It becomes a thoroughfare.
Yes.
I understand.
So there needs to be some sort of dialogue as to where the parking structure should be.
Now, what about the solar farm? I mean, you know, we're SoCal. We like green energy. What's the issue with the solar farm?
Well, I don't have a problem with solar energy. I just think that one of the key aspects of what makes Walnut great is the aesthetic of our city, the rolling hills.
Sure.
And
they want to put the farm on.
The farm would be located on one of those hills that has yet to be developed. So there should be some sort of compromise or communication. I'd like to speak with both sides to see, you know, if there's something that could give, what would it be? And just keep the conversation.
Yeah, because I can't imagine the litigation is helping the bottom line of Walnut.
It is not.
This is expensive.
Yes.
You're hiring lawyers, I presume.
Yes, and it's most likely digging into our general fund, so.
Okay, so how are you enjoying yourself? I mean, walking, talking.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at those shoes.
All right.
So this gives us a sense. You see that, Carmen? Take a look at that shoe. I mean, that is not a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Or maybe it is a good thing that you have actually burnt a hole into the bottom of your shoe because you're walking so much. What does that tell us?
That tells the Walnut residents that I'm committed to hearing every voter, every resident's opinion about city issues.
Yes, you are. His name is Andrew Rodriguez. Yeah. He is a candidate for the Walnut City Council. That election will be held on April 12th. My name is Brad Pomerance, and this is Charter Local Edition.